Please finish.
I assume that
The room was quiet, but the tension was loud. All eyes were on Commissioner Madlanga as he leaned forward and spoke carefully, but firmly. What he was saying was not just another question. It was a warning, a challenge, and maybe even an accusation. He was talking to Witness F, and what he said shook the room. Commissioner Madlanga told Witness F that his story did not make sense. He said parts of it sounded untrue. He questioned the logic behind the arrest of social media commentator Musa Khawula. And most importantly, he raised serious concerns about how a private security company linked to businessman Cat Matlala was used in an operation that should have been handled by the police. At the heart of this moment was one big question. If the police were already being influenced to act, why bring in a private security company at all? To understand why this matters so much, we need to slow things down and explain everything clearly, step by step. Because this is not just about one arrest. This is about power, truth, and who really controls the system. Musa Khawula is a well-known blogger and social media personality. He is famous for posting strong opinions, breaking gossip stories, and calling out powerful people online. Some people love him, others strongly dislike him. But one thing is clear. His posts often cause noise. At some point, a case of crime and injuria was opened against him. Crime and injuria is a legal term. In simple words, it means hurting someone's dignity or feelings, usually through words. It is not a violent crime. It does not involve weapons. It is usually handled carefully and calmly by police. This is why what happened next raised eyebrows. Instead of a normal police arrest, the operation to arrest Musa Khawula involved a private security company. This company was linked to Cat Matlala, a man whose name has come up many times in serious investigations and allegations. Commissioner Madlanga found this strange. Very strange. He asked Witness F a simple question. Why? Why use Cat Matlala's private security team if the South African Police Service was already under pressure or influence to act? Witness F tried to explain. He suggested that the situation needed special handling. He spoke about safety. He spoke about urgency. But Commissioner Madlanga was not convinced. He said the explanation did not add up. And then came another shock. Commissioner Madlanga pointed out that the arrest operation went ahead without an arrest warrant. Let that sink in for a moment. No warrant. An arrest involving a private security company for a non-violent offense without a warrant. That is not normal. That is not standard procedure. And that is why the commissioner said Witness F was being untruthful. Now, this is where the story gets even more serious. In South Africa, arrests are guided by strict rules. Police officers must follow the law. Arrest warrants are there to protect citizens from abuse of power. They are not just pieces of paper. They are safeguards. So when an arrest happens without one, people start asking hard questions. Was the law followed? Or was it ignored? Commissioner Madlanga made it clear that if the police were already willing to act, there was no need to bring in a private company. And if a private company was brought in, it raised concerns about who was really in charge of the operation. Was it the police? Or was it someone else? This moment marked a turning point in the inquiry, because it was no longer just about Musa Khawula. It became about whether powerful people can bend the system to suit their interests, and whether witnesses are telling the full truth. Now pause with us right here, because this is the part where we invite you into the conversation. This is Mzansi Voices, where we uncover the stories behind the headlines, explain them in simple language, and ask the questions many are afraid to ask. If you like this kind of news, kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. On this channel, we break down complex issues so everyone can understand them. If you love this kind of content, please support us by subscribing and staying connected. Now let's continue. As the questioning continued, Commissioner Madlanga kept pressing Witness F. His tone was calm, but his words were sharp. He was not shouting. He was not emotional. He was focused. He said relying on Cat Matlala's private security company made no logical sense if the police were already being influenced to carry out the arrest. In simple terms, he was saying this. If the police were already ready to help, why bring outsiders? Unless there was something else going on. This is where Witness F struggled. His answers became longer, but not clearer. And that is often a sign. When someone is telling the truth, their story stays the same. When someone is hiding something, the story starts to bend. Commissioner Madlanga noticed this. He pointed out contradictions. He highlighted gaps. And slowly, piece by piece, he showed that the version of events being presented could not fully be trusted. For many watching, this was a powerful moment. Because it showed that even people in high positions can be questioned. It showed that no one is above scrutiny. And it showed that the truth matters. But the story does not end there. The involvement of Cat Matlala's name added another layer of concern. His name has been linked to other controversies and investigations. So seeing his private security company involved in a blogger's arrest raised red flags. People began asking, is this a coincidence? Or is there a deeper connection? Commissioner Madlanga did not say it directly, but his question suggested that the arrest may have been more about silencing a voice than enforcing the law. And that is a serious allegation. In a democracy, people are allowed to speak. Even when their words are uncomfortable. Even when they upset powerful figures. The law should protect that freedom, not be used as a weapon against it. That is why this case matters. It is not about liking or disliking Musa Khawula. It is about whether the law is applied fairly. It is about whether arrests are done properly. And it is about whether private interests are creeping into public law enforcement. As the session went on, Commissioner Madlanga reminded everyone that the police exist to serve the public, not private individuals. He made it clear that when lines are crossed, trust is broken. And once trust is broken, it is very hard to fix. Witness F, on the other hand, appeared cornered. He tried to stand by his version. But the commissioner's questions kept circling back to the same issues. The lack of a warrant. The role of private security. The influence over SAPs. And the logic that simply did not hold. Observers say this exchange could have long-term effects. It could lead to deeper investigations. It could expose more details. And it could change how future arrests are handled. For the public, it served as a reminder. The system must be watched. The powerful must be questioned. And the truth must always be pursued, even when it is uncomfortable. As the day came to a close, one thing was clear. Commissioner Madlanga was not satisfied. And until clear answers are given, this story is far from over. More questions will be asked. More witnesses will speak. And more truths may come out. For now, the spotlight remains on Witness F, on the police, and on those who may have used their influence in ways they should not have. We will continue to follow this story closely. Because stories like this are not just news. They shape the future. They tell us who we are. And they remind us why accountability matters. Stay with Mzansi Voices as we bring you the facts, the context, and the voices that matter. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe.